Hi, and welcome back to the Upper Room. I'm your host, Ken Cleve, along with my co host, the legend that is Larry, and Zeke, the 5 foot freak. Um, Doing things a little different this go around. Normally, we post, promote shows throughout the week on Facebook, which we will continue to do, but we will not be going live on Facebook anymore. Hence, the link that's posted on Facebook. Click it, should take you over to YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. That way, you get the notification whenever we do decide to go live. Um, got a great show lined up for you. Almost feels like it's a series that we're going through. But before we go into that, and another thing about this show, it's not scripted. It's not scripted, so my co-hosts, don't even know what we're gonna talk about today. So with that, and normally the legend comes. Uh,
with his red ass.
well, no, what's the other one? The Blitz.
The Blitz.
But I got it today.
Oh,
So
there we go.
so
That's
so
what
what
I'm
we gonna
talking
do?
about.
So what we gonna do, man? We gonna jump into the brother Kanye Yeezy West.
Hold on. Before you do that, though, the reason why we're not on Facebook anymore we on Facebook to promote and all that because the legend he always go in and we get censored. The boss get letters, we get emails, so we got to just keep it on one
So
platform.
we're gonna put this on the legend. That's what we're
I
doing.
I didn't say that. I didn't
But
say
I
it.
like the way you use hints, though, man. I like the way educated cash right here. Hints.
Well, I was looking at this thing and it said to up your vocabulary.
I
and
like it,
certain
man. I could
words
tell.
to use to
I
replace
can
other
tell. I
words.
like that,
I'm
bro.
from bullshit. But anyway, so like I say,
Hints.
let's jump into the Blitz, man. Let's talk about Kanye, man. Give me something.
You want to go? You want to jump off?
Now, I don't know, man. 'Cause
like it. Go ahead.
I think
No, you want to go?
I think my view may be a little different, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, my thing on Kanye, like we said, I didn't know we was going to even talk about this, but I like Kanye because he's saying the things just like the Orange Man. He's saying things that he want to say. He getting off his chest, and a lot of the things that he's saying, it does make sense, and he do be hitting on the point. But even though he have his disorder and stuff like that, I'm not holding it against him. Some things he do out of character because either you got to be for the black people or you're not for the black people and just say it with you being black, or you're going to be for the white people or you're going to be for the Jewish and say or whatnot that you want to say about them. But I like some of the things he say. He's not a dumb brother by far. He's a very educated young man, and he's changing the game on the clothing line, on the shoe line, and athletics and stuff like that. But the things he's saying, I agree with some of the things he's saying, but I don't agree with all the things he's saying.
Legend.
Hey man, I'm down with Ye, and I'm down with Ye for a whole bunch of reasons. My issue is I'm not understanding the anger towards Ye. What has he really said and done to cause the uproar and the outrage against him? Why? And so, I look back. Okay, let's go back to the slavery comment. The thing about our people, our community, is that we wear our feelings on our sleeves. We were very emotional. We have emotional responses, and it's very difficult for us to look past that. If anybody say anything that's insensitive or racial or anything like that, we can't look at the truth. So going back, I just like to go back to that comment he made about, we had a choice. And some people are like, nah, how are we gonna have a choice? No, it is a choice. And he was comparing that to what's going on today. But he did apologize though, and that was 2 or 3 years ago. And my whole thing about that, how we bring that issue back up to compound what happened with him making comments about the Jewish media. Why are we co-signing with the Jewish media? Why has that become our fight? I don't understand that at all. And this anti-Semitic stuff, when he's actually putting light on what these guys are doing to the artists, hip hop artists, whatever, and he's trying to share the game with everybody so we can have a good understanding. And we're bashing him. He's lost all his little endorsements, contracts with these companies and everything. Of course, I think that was calculated because the guy is brilliant. I think he wants to get from under those contracts so he can have more of a platform for himself to do his own thing. These people are controlling him.
Mhm.
You know, Kanye has been down in the trenches of the industry, man, and he knows the ins and outs. Did he sell out a little bit? Yes, I think he did, and I think he got himself together. I think his mother was sacrificed by the elites, by the Illuminati, and you know, and I think ever since then he's been trying to deal with it. Brother been dealing with a divorce. They're dealing with his kids. So there's a lot of things that's he's dealing with personally. So yeah, he may have some outbursts. He's human. But I'm at a place in my life where I can look past some of the crap, some of the rhetoric, some of the outbursts and the insensitive things, and look at the truth. And that's what we should be doing as a people. Look at the truth of what he's talking about, you know, instead of just being, oh man, he talking about slavery, you know, was a choice. Look, man, look deeper. And if you don't go by sound bites, look at the whole interview. He explains what he was talking about. He explains it. But I'm gonna go. I don't want to take up too much of your time, man, because I can.
You can go all day.
But
Oh,
but what I like to iterate on what the legend said, like the sound bites. A lot of people don't understand, especially with we're in the time of elections and all of that. They would take sound bites from a speech and make it and transfer it to make it seem like it's a negative. But a lot of times we'll feed off of that instead of, like the legend said, listening to the whole thing. I'm pretty sure people take sound bites off our shows and be like, oh, they don't like each other, or they was hating on such and such, but that ain't the case. You have to listen to the whole audio or look at the whole video of things that's going on.
Well, no, go ahead.
Nat Turner and Harriet, they got off the plantation. They made a choice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that was a choice. Now, I'm not here to even judge the ones that didn't get off the plantation, because yeah, you got your wife, your children, they all grew up on the plantation. So there's a lot of decisions, a lot of factors in making that decision. But the point he was making is that it was a choice. And after 400 years leading up to now, we still have a choice. We still enslaving ourselves financially, educationally. And, you know, that was his whole point. You know, the things that he say is much deeper, but we take everything just face value and we just lose it, man. And it's just like, oh man, he turning on his own people. How could he do that? No, man, it's much deeper than that. But I need for my people to really open their eyes, open their hearts and their minds, and recognize what's going on, man.
Okay. Let me jump in and let me say that I agree and I don't agree. The whole thing about slavery being a choice, it wasn't a choice to come over. That was not a choice.
Right.
Let's get that out there. When you're chained and bound, that's not a choice. The choice is you call me up, Zeke, and say, Cleve, I'm finna come pick you up. Let's go watch the game at Hooters. I done already called Legend. He gonna meet us there. You come pick me up. That's a choice for me to get in that car.
Right.
You right? You see what I'm saying? So now they had a choice to remove themselves from that. Now,
Or try.
hold on. You have a choice to remove yourself. Now, be it that you move on from it, or be it that they bury you. You have a choice to remove yourself from that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Just like the ones who jumped overboard made a choice that we're not going to be bound and chained, right?
That's right.
So
Open to that
I agree with that. The whole thing with the him speaking on the Jews and the slavery, and I think what people were upset was, I don't think they were so much upset with Kanye as they were with the reaction that he got. When he said that about slavery, it wasn't even a speed bump, right? Nobody said nothing. He didn't.
It was a little rumble,
Yeah.
but then it went away.
But the rumble was from us.
Exactly.
But he did not lose not one
endorsement.
right?
So it didn't.
And that's the whole thing when you speak on the Jewish community, when you make this, they bring you to your knees so much so that if LeBron has been hit by him, Nick Cannon, I mean, it's just the list is endless. Anyone who has set out and said something or brought a negative light about them, that has happened. The only person that I really can think of who actually said something negative about one and nothing didn't happen was Ice Cube. And that's when it no Vaseline. Remember when you said that's about the only person I can think of that excuse
but
me.
he's been catching
Wow,
hell
I
lately,
didn't
too.
even think about
Yeah.
that.
He's been catching hell
But
lately, though.
but I'm just saying back
Right.
then when he did it, right?
Yeah.
So now I hate to say, but I do totally agree with Kanye on this.
But who's controlling?
No.
Who's controlling the media? It's the Jew.
Yeah.
And he said it, and they don't like that.
But hold on, let me give you a list. This is going to show. Let me give you a list.
You got Jimmy Iovine?
This is part of the Jewish media. This is what they run. They got Universal Studios, CBS,
Wow.
CNN, Columbia Pictures, DreamWorks, Pixar, Marvel, Facebook, Google, MSNBC, ABC. The list goes on. This is what they run.
So
they may not own. Some of they own, but a lot of
they
them
run the music industry too.
Oh yeah, that's outside. That's the gift.
Okay.
Yeah, we know that they're the record execs, these record companies, but of course they are in cahoots with the prison system.
Mm.
So they control what information, what material that these rappers are putting out. And again, we have a responsibility, and that's a different topic. Okay, we're not going to talk. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, we have a responsibility. Yeah, we are bringing this material to them, but at the same time, they're going to make sure certain material gets out, because if you put out that self-destructive material, then that cycle continues where you're going to get these kids and get out there, they're going to sell dope, they're going to get in trouble, they're going to go to prison, and then bam, that cycle continues. Now they in prison, now they in there working for free, the prison system's making the money, and round we go. The Jewish record companies and the prisons, the private prison, they making their money, and it's just round and round, and we can't see it though.
But speak on same thing with Tupac, right? Before he went to prison, look at his content when he went out death row, controlled by Interscope. You see the switch on it, the switch on the content. Okay, now what I do agree with Kanye when he said, "The hell with the culture," and I'm almost there completely with him, because I feel like we have been victimized for so long that that's all we know.
Yeah, bro.
That is all we know, right? Yeah. So every time something happens, we play the victim. We put, and don't get me wrong. There are some situations that you are the victim, but you can't blame everything that happens to you isn't because of someone else's doing.
It keeps us stagnant, King.
It does.
We can't move forward because we steady blaming everything. And look, we can sit up here. We all pretty much historians. We can go back in the past and we can start from slavery and we can explain everything why we got to here. But we have to get to a point. They're not going to give us our 40 acres and a mule.
That ain't gonna happen.
Not coming.
So why we keep talking about it?
Why we keep talking about it, and why we keep being like, well, it's because it is we got to take the same attitude that all these immigrants are doing over here. We got to take advantage and take advantage of the matrix of what this country is providing and look out for our own. But we keep saying the same song, singing the same song every show. It's got to happen soon, man.
Well, look at it. Look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. We take what we have, right? We build it, and then we subtract from it. It's just what it is. We build, we subtract. So if we continue to play the victim, we don't get anywhere. Listen, I can sit here and say, well, it would have been so easy for me when I had children rebel because I didn't have a father in my life, right? Right?
But we don't use that for that's an excuse.
But exactly, exactly. So at some point, we have to break the cycle, right? You know,
but when will the cycle get broken?
But this is the thing. This is the thing. It has to be a group effort. You can't have, you know, legends saying, okay, I'm gonna do this because we got to break the cycle. Me and you say, man, that we gonna do what we do. Right. You know how we. Well, I'm just saying.
So keep it real.
Yeah. So exactly. When we look what keeping it real and got us. So when we get into situations, we'll be sometimes, you can be in a bad relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Abusive relationship. Abuse doesn't always mean that it's physical, right? Mm-hmm. You can be in an abusive relationship, but sometimes, so you have to be able to decipher, because every relationship has ups and downs. So decipher, is it a bad relationship or are we just having a bad day? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, some people we'll look at stuff and be like, well, shit, man, let me get the fuck on with it. Excuse my language. Let me get the fuck. Well, we on YouTube now, so I said, let me get the fuck on away from here.
Take that excuse.
Yeah, and they go. But then at other times, you see people, and you see black eyes, missing teeth, this, that, and the other. And you're like, what the fuck? You know how you stand there, and it's funny. My wife sent me a video a few weeks ago, and she talking about this is gonna be us, and it showed where the father was like, his adult daughter came to the house after a failed relationship. Come on in your room still. And I was like, you damn right. But at the same time, that's, as parents, what we're here for. Even though we may, as men, right? As men, we don't have the same softness as we have for sons as we do. But it's a difference.
Yeah,
it's a difference. But let me tell you, my oldest son, who's gonna be 29 years old, he just had a wreck, so he ain't got a car. We waiting for the car that got paid, this and that and the other. So we waiting for he and I to be off on the same day so I can take him. I'm trying to teach him, how to go in, talk, get his own car. Because, he bought his first car himself last time. And I went with him, but I pretty much did everything. So but the point of it is I'm still going to be there for you. Mm-hmm.
You always.
Always. And until they throw me in a box and say, fuck it, that's it.
There's levels to it. But you always.
Yeah. But now my daughter is gonna be different.
But that's what that.
And I like the scene, and we'll go to break so we can end the show with what's the movie with 50 Cent and them when they robbed the banks.
Oh, when they was
Ice Cube's son was in it.
Yeah.
Hold
on.
I know you're gonna look it up for us.
Mm-hmm. Something a thief. Den a thief.
When the dude came to take his daughter to prom,
and everybody was in the garage,
and he took him in there, and he told me, for 16 years of safety has been my responsibility and my responsibility alone. He said, tonight I'm turning that over to you. And he say, make sure she get home the way she left, or your mother gonna weep. I mean, we sitting in line, but that's how I know I'm gonna feel. Now I pray, to God, hey, let me just get another 25, 30 years on this earth so I can see my daughter.
But let's keep it real. Go ahead.
But to go off of what he said, and that rings true, because I remember years ago when the King's Sons was playing basketball, and I forgot where we was at. It probably was in Houston somewhere, and I was coaching AAU at the same time. But the King wasn't at the gym at the time. He was on his way, and my nephews was in the gym playing, and it was a bad call or the player did something to them and they was going off. But when I walked in that gym and I saw them doing that, I was like, hey. And when they turned around, I was like, hey, y'all, we don't do that. And it wasn't no like, who you talking to?
Right.
You ain't my daddy. It was just of the respect. Like in the Den of Thieves, when he walked in that garage and seen all them uncles and all of that, now you got to respect everybody.
But see, here's the thing. I want to go back to the example you was given about the protection for your daughter, and it's a lot different. Go back into when we was young and we was running the streets and doing what we do. It was much easier to date a girl with no father around. Because you
do much what you could do.
Exactly.
Mom was always going to work.
Exactly.
Somebody had to provide in the house.
But just knowing that dad not around,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of push the envelope.
Yeah.
More so, and he ain't got to threaten you. Just the fact that daddy around and kind of, and so I'm saying that, and I'm pretty sure we'll lead into that once we get into the show about the importance of a father. Just his mere presence, his protection. He ain't got to pull out no guns. He ain't got to say nothing, bro. His presence alone. But one more thing, though. This is what I need. I need the people to understand. Why are we putting all this energy? And I'm going back to Kanye. Why are we putting all this energy to cancel Kanye?
Who want to cancel?
Who?
Does they want to cancel Kanye?
We do.
Nah, we ain't canceling Kanye.
Oh, I know. We ain't. This panel now.
Kanye, we with you, brother.
Get on Facebook and you'll see 90% of us are trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, I understand. But Kanye, he can be a nut sometimes.
Right.
Now with the whole Candace Owens stuff, and I don't agree with that.
But this is my point, though. We putting all this energy into what has he really done, damage-wise, destructive-wise, to hurt the people more so than Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj. Let's go there. Let's go there.
We just went there on last show. You remember I said we're a copycat society. They leading our little girls in the wrong way.
But you take a guy that puts out positive rap. Kanye ain't no gangster rapper.
And he got facts about behind the stuff he's saying.
He say I ain't tell you she a gold digger.
So exactly. But we willing to put him in the trash quickly. But you're gonna let everybody else pass. And I'm not gonna just get on the women. Hey, let's be real. We can get some out gangster rap. It ain't really positive stuff that we need to be that the youth need to be listening to.
Bounce on it.
We're not
grind on it.
We're not we're not canceling. Oh man, you just took this.
You gotta take it a whole sexual. Say that for the Freaky Tale show now.
We're not women bashing, but I mean that's what they talking about.
Say that for the Freaky Tale. All right. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and go to break.
Can I give
no? We're gonna go ahead and go to break. We're gonna go ahead and go to break.
That's what they say.
Oh, I thought you said you got it.
No, hell no. Oh man.
I'm glad we're on YouTube.
Oh man. All right, we back live up in the room. My co-hosts are in the building, definitely. Legend that is Larry Z, the 5 foot freak. And man, we having a ball with this one because, like I say, it's no script. The legend, you know, he I see over he got over, he had some stuff written down. We just kind of got away from that. I see Kevin Samuels. We're gonna get to that though.
Praise
My
Kevin.
God.
Praise to Kevin Samuels.
We gonna
All
get to that.
praises to Kevin Samuels.
We're gonna get to that. What do we say? High quality, man, and that kills me. But we'll talk high quality, low quality. Okay. But anyway, all right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and jump into our topic, and you know, Legend and I kind of spoke on this one a little bit a while ago. He really didn't know the direction we were going, but you know, do we just need to press the reset button on what is going on, especially in the Black community? It's like we're having a civil war, so to speak.
Right.
Black women against black men against black women, and man, what's that saying? United we stand, divided we fall. And I don't think it's never been truer than right now. You know, I look at a lot of YouTube and I look at some of the things that are posted, and you know, every now and then, you both of you guys know that I'm not a big fan of Facebook. Never have been. And I wouldn't even be on there if it wasn't for Zeke. You need to get on there. We're trying to do a show, grow the following, and blah, 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 whatever.
It was a fight.
Yeah. And so, but the thing of it is, and I come across a lot of stuff bashing men about new men not wanting to provide or do this or do that. And my thing, what I say to you is that man will provide for the right woman, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. He'll work his fingers to the bone for the right woman. But see, you don't get to be a independent woman who requires a man with old school values. You don't
say, you gotta say that one
again.
You
know, I ain't gonna say it again because they heard me the first time.
Now repeat it for the people in the back.
They heard me the first
They
time.
didn't hear you.
They heard me
King,
the first.
that was a good one,
They,
dude.
you know, and so this is what I say. So if you feel that you're gonna go to work, we're both gonna go to work, right? Mm-hmm. So that means that you're gonna feel that, well, you shouldn't do all of the household duties. And I totally agree with that. If you're working, we're both working. I everything should be split, right? I mean, you know, you whatever you do, you should split. So now, if you feel that you're gonna go to work, but you're gonna keep all your money to yourself, then you need to
do your own thing.
Well, not do your own thing, but you need to do your thing around the fucking house, and that's just what it is. You know, and so you see women saying they want to yell that they're independent.
Bro, we talked about that.
Well, no, and listen, I have no issue with that. But if that's what you're gonna preach, then live by it. If you so independent, don't sit here in the very next verse say, I need somebody, man, who gonna pay out everything. I seen a video, and it was so crazy, man. I was just blown away. This guy, he was over his girlfriend's house or whatever. And I don't know, he had a couple of his partners over, right? Mm-hmm. So they were sitting there talking. She walked in and sat down. He said, well, I mean, you know, this is just the fellas here chilling, you know, we talking. So her reply was, well, this is my house. And he was like, well, I help you pay your bills. She said, well, you want to do something, do that, then you need to go to your own house. Point is that I'm helping you pay. I don't live here, but I'm helping you pay your.
Yeah.
Now, what woman wants to sit up around like,
A group of guys?
For instance, in case in point, and I know mine wouldn't want to. I remember we went to a football game a couple of years ago. Steelers and Cowboys, fellas, we was going. We had an extra ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to take my daughter. She said no. She said ain't nothing but you and your friends going. She don't need to be around there. I understand.
Yeah.
And in case, if she had her friends or whatever at the house, guess what? I'm gonna either be in the game room or I'm gonna be gone. Period. There's no need. I don't need to be around. I don't want to be around.
Yeah.
But I guess you have some people who want to be involved in that kind of stuff. But my point is, man, we either we need to hit the reset button on that? Do we need to go back to how it was?
Question how? How do we? I mean that's appropriate for the title, but you know how do we do this? One of the things that I want to talk about is there are a lot of good men out there in our circles, in our circle of friends, and our crews. There's some good men. Our wives, our significant others know that we're good. Here's the problem. When the women get together and they're with their friends with horrible guys, I don't feel that, and this is my personal opinion, that the women with the good husbands and the good men, I don't think that they are taken up for us.
You know, you know what I want to do? This is what I want to do. We're gonna do a part 2. Right, of this.
Probably gonna be part 5.
Yeah, well, this is a series. But you know what I want to do? I want to bring, and this is something I said I would never do. I want to bring my wife on here. Okay. Right? Mm-hmm. I want to bring your wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I want to do because I want. And I want an honest opinion. I don't want nobody. We ain't gonna get on here and lie. We're gonna be honest.
Like you said, it ain't scripted.
I want to see what. Yeah, I know y'all can hear me talking too. I want to see what the discussion is, because you know when we get together, it ain't no women bash. Mm-hmm. That's the last thing that you know. But I mean.
Because we have wives,
but like he said, when they get together, they talking about, you know,
if they man is bad.
And that we don't do that.
But I don't think that they are defending us accordingly. Now they may not chime in,
but you say we not defending.
Right, that's just you just as guilty about letting it go because again. I don't think no woman wants to be that one that go against the grain because there's a movement, there's a spirit that's going on of male bashing. And look, some of that stuff is justified. I always look at both sides of the coin. I'm not saying that the women that are bashing men that they're not having issues at home. All I'm saying is that there's not enough defense for the good ones, and the good is suffering for the bad. And so. That's the part that concerns me. Also, too, when women talk about, well, I need a man. If you want to be head of household, if I'm going to treat you a certain way, you want that level of respect. Well, you need to be the main breadwinner. Well, welcome to 2022. That ain't happening. The economy is not going to allow that unless you part of that top 5% when you bringing in $500,000.
You know, that family will.
Exactly. So other than that, most of us, 85 to 90%, we're middle to upper middle class. It's going to take 2 incomes to do it. That don't mean that we shouldn't have roles. And like King said, if my wife is working, how the hell am I going to expect her to come and cook and clean too? No, those roles in the house, that's going to have to be shared. Because I understand, baby, you working all day, I'm working all day, you know, that's what it is. But that don't take away the title and the responsibility of the man, and that's what's being taken away. They want to dip into, well, if you ain't doing like my grandfather did, then you should get that respect. No, I'm the man, because there's some things that I'm still my presence here. There's some decision making that's going to be made. The way I can keep the peace here, the way I can protect this household, that's stuff that's innate inside of me, regardless of the situation, regardless on how much you're working, I'm working. There's some things that the man gonna do automatically because I'm the man. God put that responsibility on me. There's things that I can do, there's things that she can do. I need women to really delve into their femininity power, their power of being a feminine woman. They are natural healers and nurturers, man. But for whatever reason, they keep tapping into their masculine energy. And sometimes I think some women, they like that power and control. And that's what we're competing at, which leads to where we're talking about, me and King talk about the war that's going on. Mm-hmm. And it's, man, how do we reset this situation? I don't know. We're just talking about the symptoms of it. And it's frustrating me because I don't have an answer, but I feel like if we can get it done individually, like I always talk about, look at yourself in the mirror, get yourself together. But I do have some other solutions for men. I can't speak for a woman on what they can do, but I will talk about some solutions when we get to that part of whatever. King.
My thing is, I don't think you can change it. You can change it within your household, like with our kids, which our kids are grown. With our kids, instead of tell them like this is the way it should be. From my opinion, you can't be listening to the outside. And then, like when you're saying with the women, with the femininity and all that type of stuff, you hear so much like I need a man to take care of me, but they'll be on that movement saying that I can do it all on my own, woman power.
They won't allow us to do it.
Right. But when you say take care of me, well, I ain't saying for me because we married, but like, what are you asking me for, like to take care of you? Is that to pay all your bills? How you was taking care of all your bills before you got with me? If you're talking about I need you to get my hair and nails done, you was getting that done before you got with me. So where do the take care of me come from? Yeah, I can be your protector. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you, or I'm gonna try not to let anything happen to you. But where that take care of me come from?
I think that, and I'm gonna just go ahead and dive into the solutions unless the King wants us to go a different direction.
Right.
These are some of my solutions to the problem. And let's just focus on the men. Men, we need to focus on 100% on the mandate that God has given us to do what makes us a man, period. Mm-hmm. And let me explain where I'm going. Because women, they're going to have a long list of things that they want us to be, they want us to do. And let's just go through a few examples of what they expect. You got to be making a certain amount of money. You got to be a certain height. You got to look a certain way. You got to have a certain length.
Why you have to put the height in?
Why you got to perform a certain way. You got to make them laugh. You got to connect with them emotionally. You got to be able to. It's like a long list of things that needs to be done. Okay, men, you cannot, and I'm talking to the people. You cannot satisfy a woman. I don't care if you check off all the boxes. I guarantee you that goalpost is going to be moved. That's just the way they're wired. They're never satisfied. And so what happens, you find men steady running up that hill, steady, okay, I got to check that box, and then damn, next week it's something else. Quit focusing on that and do what you're supposed to do as a man. And what you're going to get respect. That's what you want, because the happiness and the love is going to be like a roller coaster. Because women they're emotional creatures. So sometimes they don't even know why they're mad. And while we're scrambling trying to make them happy because you want peace in the home, you're not going to get it. Stop trying to get there and do what you're supposed to do as a man. Protect, provide, keep the peace in that house. Keep everything. Be better make decisions. Don't be double-minded. Be consistent. Everything that makes us a man because
is unstable in all his ways. Go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Bro, we do that. I guarantee you we'll have more successful relationships because the women, they're going to be women. But we stayed, and let me tell you something else. While we're trying to check off all the boxes, women really don't know at times what's going to make them happy. For example, if you're just doing whatever.
They don't know. They don't know.
But But
Oh, they
you
gonna be
lose
on your butt.
respect.
Magic.
But you lose respect
Say
when
that
you're
shit.
inconsistent. Let's say, for example, like, and I've done this before in the past, like I would agree with my wife just so I can get something that night. And I always talk about manipulation.
That's what you manipulate the situation.
Exactly, because there's something at the end of the night I want. So we watching the show and there's a topic and they come up like, what you think about that? Shit, I'm rolling with her because I'm trying to get something. Well, that next week, that same topic could come up again. And then all of a sudden it's like, now I look like a lie.
No,
I lost
let me
respect.
separate that.
That's why.
So
we banned
no.
off
So I want to
Facebook.
give a little advice,
Mhm.
right? So me and Morris got in. We had a disagreement on it.
Mhm.
So I need to apologize. So I guess that's why I need to do.
Hey, you gotta,
Okay.
that's,
Okay, I just wanted to know.
You gotta manipulate the situation.
Okay, well,
But
that's what I'm gonna do.
But the solution is no, men, speak your truth. Quit being in fear, worried about whether it's going to end up the way it's supposed to be. Be a man. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you may not get nothing that night. Because
So-
you're going to be mad
so
at you. But guess
I'm
what?
in trouble
The
right-
respect is
I'm
gonna
in
be-
trouble right now too.
But did you speak your truth, though?
No, I bet not.
But that's the thing, though, man.
so
We have
I'm gonna
to,
speak
though.
my truth.
We have to, though, man, because at the end of the day, we steady trying to make them happy. You can't make them happy 24/7, but you're going to get respect.
Respect.
The respect is going to bring that love back. Once you lose respect, that love is going to be gone and ain't coming back. So right now, the thing that we can control as men, respect. Because at the end of the day, she's still going to probably say some crazy things and go off, but in the back of my mind, that's my man. He going to speak his mind. He going to speak the truth. And that's, at the end of the day, they don't want that, but they do want it.
All right. Okay, legend.
Damn, I like that. Right.
Man, we're gonna get a lot of hate mail.
All right, well, let me say this, man. Because I hear some laughing and giggling.
They sniggling all on the internet, all on Facebook. They laugh.
Mm-hmm.
From outside looking in, right? Outside looking in, because you never know what's going on, and truly know what's going on in someone else's relationship, right? Household, and I like to, like you said, we speaking truthfully here, and I like to. I can't speak for no one else, so I speak from my experiences. And a couple of weeks ago, I was told that I wish or was it I wish, or anyway, it was a reference to my daughter. And I told my wife, I say, I talk about you in the highest esteem.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, just because you don't hear me doesn't mean that I don't do it. And you and I have had some serious conversations. And more times than not, what is my reply? And I'm glad that I don't go through that with Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Right.
or this, that,
Right.
and the other. And these are conversations
Bless.
we've had. Now, is everything perfect? No, it is not. And then I'm quite sure she'd be first to say that I'm, hey. And
Now go and say it though,
No.
share it so we can learn from
Well,
your mistakes.
no,
Hiding that, bro.
but no, and I'm not hiding. Like,
You want
and so it's nothing. She's not saying nothing that one of y'all probably haven't said about me. And I mean,
you're an asshole.
yeah, and I go through that. But you know
gotta
what?
get it out. You gotta get it out now.
But the thing about that though is that I wear that like a suit and tie. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm quite sure my sons have said that about me. You know, my daughter probably thought that about me. You know, but it is what it is. But I don't think that no one who is close to me can actually say that when I love them, I don't love them more. Because I, will go to the end. And I'm not gonna go into detail, but you remember several years ago, you went through a situation. The fountain, and I say that. So because I don't want to go. And the first thing after you told me what happened, I said, "Why the fuck you ain't called me?" And you was like, "Man, I ain't want to get you involved and this and that." Right. So, you and I, we went to college together. You had a situation, and which I kind of got the blame for. But even after that, we sat there and plotted and came up. And I don't know if you remember what scene that we probably both wouldn't even be here right now. So what I'm saying is that even with all the negative that can be said about me, is that I'm still going to have people that I love around back, and I'm going to have it back, but at the same time, we have to learn to decipher, what's real and what's not, because sometimes somebody has to step in and be like, "Hey, let's take a step back. Let's look at this. Let's look at the possible outcomes of it. Is this really necessary? Is this the end all right here? Is it something else that we can do, another route that we can go right?"
You're only going to respect that person that that loves you more than anything on this earth. And that's your spouse.
Well,
give you that type of information.
Well, yeah.
It can come. It can come from family members too.
But there's love.
Look, because my thing on that is, I was telling a guy that's close to the family. I call him my uncle. I ain't gonna say no names, but I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But like when he lost his son, and he wanted, and as a father, we don't want to lose our kids, because we like, I'm gonna do whoever did something to my child, I'm gonna get them back. Yeah. But what I had to tell him, whatever decision that you make, I'm behind you 110%. But you have to understand that once I get involved, or whoever get involved, you get more people involved into that situation. Because it ain't gonna just reflect on you. I'm gonna ride with you, but do you really want to do this, or whatever the case may be? And it goes with what King was saying. Sometimes your decisions and your reactions can affect more people than you realize. Right. Because I know damn well, if something like how the King was saying, "Why you didn't call me?" He took the blame for something I done, but he rolled with me. Now the discussion was like, "Nah, why you do that? I'm with you, but you got me involved." It wasn't that like, "I don't F with you no more," whatever the case may be. But sometimes our decisions and our reactions affect others, and we don't realize that because we're in the heat of the moment, we upset or angered or whatever the case may be.
But I just think right now, though, our mindset has totally changed because we have matured and more into our manliness. And what I mean by that is that we are willing to sacrifice ourselves than to put one of our homeboys and take them away from their families. And that's my mindset. I don't want to speak for everybody, but if there's a situation going down, I'd be damned if I'm gonna call Cleve and call, "Hey man, y'all can ride with me on some bullshit that I've got myself into." No. And that's the love and the maturity that I have as a man. I'm willing to go down in flames by myself to make sure that my boys are there for their wife and their kids. And so, but I want to go back to the solutions to our problems, because I feel like we get away, and I don't want the men and women, but I want to go back though and talk about Thomas Brady. And then I want to piggyback that with the push and pull mirror theory.
So his name is Thomas?
Thomas Brady.
Yeah. It ain't Tom?
No, it's Thomas.
Okay.
Thomas Brady got divorced yesterday. It was official.
So they divorced
They
already?
All that,
Yeah,
remember
that
he
was
was gone
quick.
for 10 days.
Yeah.
They find him, whatever. But that's it. Okay, it's over. And of course, they're going to keep it quiet. But anybody that has any type of sense know that this is because of football. They don't, people don't want to say it, but it's because of football. Everybody knows Giselle wanted him to stop playing football.
He was supposed to retire.
Now, regardless, we have our opinions. Yeah, some people are like he should have retired 10 years ago. He got like this big contract waiting on him, whatever. If the man, look, they've been married for 13 years. She came into the relationship. He was a football player. He loves football. Let him do that. What is he doing wrong? And it goes back to the control. And so I'm pretty sure she gave him an ultimatum. Never thought that he would choose his passion over her. She gets mad, well, I'm going to divorce. If you don't do this, I'm going to divorce you. And she goes through it. That is just a ridiculous amount of arrogance, ego, power, control that's being spurned from the feminist movement. Where they're so independent, I don't need you. And yeah, she don't need him. She make more money than him. But she is willing to destroy that family just to make a point.
She make more money than him?
Yes.
Yeah. She's the highest paid supermodel.
Giselle, man. And that's the thing.
She make more money
than Tom. Than Tom, bro.
Well, up until when he started his new contract.
Right. I was about to say.
Right,
but my question to you, Legend, who was wrong? Was Brady wrong?
No, she wrong, man. He was. It's not like he was a. Hold on.
He ain't like he was clocking on.
Well, okay. He did clock some in the beginning. But that's why in the past they worked through that. But what I'm saying is, it's not like he was a lawyer and then all of a sudden he wants to go play football or do something dangerous that'll take him out. He was a football player for 23 years.
When she met him.
Before you came into existence, girl. And all of a sudden now, well, I don't like you doing that. You're away from the house.
Did he ask her to stop taking pictures in bikinis?
No, he was allowing you to do what you do. Give him the space to do what you do. Let him be a man.
Well, Legend riled up.
So anyway, let me go back to my push-pull mirror theory, y'all. So this is the theory. So when women they act out for no reason, we've all experienced that out of the blue, like it's just, and sometimes they don't know it. Again, they're emotional creatures.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that a man does automatically, and they call this it's like a rubber band effect. Okay, so put a woman right here on one end of the rubber band and put a man right here on this on the end. Okay, mm-hmm. So when a woman starts to distance herself, she's upset, blah blah blah, she's going that way. You really didn't do anything wrong. You don't know why. If you did, she's not communicating with you. It's ridiculous, whatever. A man automatically, because we are problem solvers by nature, we're gonna go towards her. Now look at the rubber band.
We ain't gonna let it stretch.
Right. No, right. We're gonna go toward her, but what it's doing is making the rubber band have slack. So when the rubber band doesn't have when it doesn't have tension on there, okay, she's going to lose that attraction, that sexual attraction, because
right you ain't strong. You ain't a man.
When she goes that way, you go the other way. Make that rubber band tight. Give it tension.
Don't let it pop.
And what it's going to do is going to make it come down just like that in that sexual tension. That's just a technique that we have to learn. But in the way we're problem solvers. It's very difficult to be like, hey, I'm gonna go this way. Some of us can do, but we got to be consistent with it, and that will help change the behavior. Now I know I'll probably get 90% of women like, what the hell are you talking about? Blah blah blah. They're not going to admit to that. I'm spitting the game, man. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, to our viewers, if you use that analogy with the rubber band effect, that is by the legend. We're gonna sue y'all. We're gonna come after y'all because you heard it on this show.
Look, and I don't want to take full credit. This is obviously it didn't pop in my head. These are things that I have read, and then what I've done, I've put my own personal experiences in it. And there have been times where I have gone the other way, and I thought about it, I'm like, okay, bam, things did kind of come back real quick. But my natural inclination, the thing I want to do immediately is, hey, what the hell's going on, man? I'm standing like, bam, I ain't done this, I ain't done that, I ain't cleaned up, blah, blah, blah. And she's not trying to hear it. And I'm getting more frustrated. She's getting more frustrated versus she's going to go that way. You explain nothing to me. You just have an attitude. Okay, then I'm going to go give me a drink somewhere. I'll be better. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to give you that same energy. They're not expecting that. But at the same time, they don't want you to do that. But they do want you to do that. Women want you to be emotional, but they don't want you to be emotional. They want you to.
So which one is it?
You don't want that's why I go back to what I said earlier. You do what God told you to do because you cannot please them 100% of the time. They don't even know what's wrong half the time. So how the hell you gonna figure it out? Stop trying to figure it out.
They gonna
Do your
bash
job.
you. These women ain't gonna
Bring it
bash
out.
you.
Bring it out. I know the secrets.
You
I
know
know the
that,
secrets, man. I'm
Oh,
telling you, man.
shoot. Only the legend.
man. Hey, so with that being said, let's take a quick break. All right, let's take a quick break. Legend over here, he overheating. We're gonna let him reset.
You gonna let him
We're gonna let him reset, and then we'll be back. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, that was
All right, we back live up room.
these guys.
Yeah. A lot went on. I know we took an extended break, but a lot went on during that break.
I got a lead question.
You got
y'all.
that?
I got a
Yeah,
lead.
go
question. I got a
ahead,
lead
man.
question.
Is
for-
it about
for the
what
crew.
we gonna do after the show?
No.
Okay.
So
He say no.
where's the benefit of marriage for men? I
You almost choked.
Yeah, I just want y'all to. I want to hear y'all thoughts before I give mine.
I guess I got to go
I have very beautiful and loving wife.
So-
So
so
let's go
what-
back. Let's go back before marriage. Let's go back before you guys married, Mr. and Mrs. Brown. What's
I'm
the
pretty
ben-
sure my wife is really tuning in to this to
What,
hear
what,
this.
what, what's the benefit? And if y'all not comfortable, I'll go ahead.
No. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's not so much. Hold on, Fred. It's not so much. I'm looking at the whole spectrum.
Okay,
The
there
way
you go.
the
There
government
you go. Okay.
has in place put things in
Uh-huh,
place
okay,
to
okay.
handicap us. But go
Okay.
ahead. If you want to put something personal, that's fine.
no, because
Do
you
it at
asked
your-
me.
do
You
it at
asked
your own risk.
you. Oh, now you're gonna throw that disclaimer. But you asked what was the benefit of marriage
For men.
for men.
Yeah.
In my situation, and from my opinion, my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me. Both of y'all know I've been married 2 other times. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I'm pretty sure they got a lot bad to say about me. But my wife has elevated me. Every day, man, believe it or not, she gives me motivational speeches and quotes to start my day. Whether she put it in, I don't care if you think I'm a kid. She put it in my
your
lunchbox.
lunchbox?
Yeah, she do. She do. Hey, I tried to throw it out there before y'all
Got
said
a
it.
couple of Capri Suns in there.
No, I don't have all that.
All right, go ahead, bro.
But she'll throw that in. She'll throw that in. Man, the hell with y'all. She'll throw that in my lunchbox because my thing is sometimes we need that because as black men or as when we was kids, when did you get that? Like your parents may tell you to go to school, have a good day, but to be able to open it up and then hear your parents miles when they send you off to school and then able to sit again. I don't give a damn what y'all say. But my wife does that. She put it on the
Keep laughing.
she put it on the man. I don't care. She put it on the refrigerator before I leave.
Do you get a sticker when you come home for doing a good job?
No,
Okay,
Murray.
okay, go ahead.
But then y'all gonna hear from my wife now. See, hey, that's why Denzel Washington once said, "I love my people, but I can't stand the N word." But anyway, but I think the benefits from that, dog. My wife motivates me. She pushes me to do better. She always tells me it's something. It ain't nothing that I can't conquer as long as I set my mind to it. And she'll always be by my side. And then the things is, she go through my ups and downs. She hear about my past. We talk about my mother and my grandmother and my father a lot, and she wished that she could have been able to meet them. And things like that makes me feel like my wife is important to me.
So let's keep it here though, Wes, because
That sounds like a Lifetime movie.
But you know what though, we all need to hear this stuff because this is the positive part of marriage. Because right now there is a negative view of marriage for men, so it's good to hear brothers saying some positive things and it gives people hope. Wes, you want to go ahead before we talk about the powers?
Let me talk about first what could be negative about it, and I think that what every man looks at what he's given up, right? You know, all the women, possibly if you get into that and whatever you build, if it ends, it doesn't go through to fruition, right? You lose half of what, at least half of what you built, all right? But I think that for me, mine has introduced me to a new, I ain't gonna say a whole new world, but to new things. I stuff that coming from what, listen, let's just keep it real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming from where we were, even the most polished of us from Galveston were hood.
Mm-hmm.
You came two-parent family, nice home, nice environment, but put you somewhere else and be like, man, you get this hood motherfucker from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I was a product of my environment.
Yeah.
This was
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, be that as it may. Be that as it may. I always got to get a shot in somewhere. So, but so what I'm saying is, I can remember like when we first started dating, she used to come over. I was staying off. Remember when I stayed over off of I-10? Yeah. She used to come over and she would walk in one time. The first time she came up like upstairs in my room, and she said I had like bundles of money laying there. And she was like, "You sell drugs or something? Why you don't have that in the bank?"
We don't know about bank accounts.
No, but that was the conversation. So it was just, it was just funny. So, but anyway, I've been introduced, like we went to the Grand Canyon. Never in a million fucking years would I have ever thought to go to the Grand Canyon.
Broaden your horizon.
Yeah, and so, places to go, like restaurants and shit like that. Man, remember we back to me, shit, we was eating good if we went to Chili's. So, now you can't get me to go to Chili's. Let my daughter want, but
you bougie.
Now, I ain't gonna say all that. Don't get it twisted.
See how you trying to come
don't get it twisted. See, you come around get somebody that you can roll up here, and it's different. It is what it is. And you look around the house. I know when you walked over there, you're like, yeah. They everywhere. Yeah, they all over. Yeah, they all over. Anywhere, I'm a split second.
You get the reap or something, jump back like an ass or something.
But but so I think that the growth, and I'm speaking from personal, what I've gotten from it is the growth. Yeah. It's helped me become a better person, a better man, a better father, for sure. Because it's taught me patience, something that I've not naturally had. I've not naturally had a lot of. I've been, over the years, I've been slower to anger. Not that I'm where I should be, because I can still fly off the handle, but like revert to the past. We've been in situations, and it's in the past. You used to be that angel on my shoulder, right? So now I have a constant
24/7.
Yeah.
That means a lot more, though.
It does. It means a lot more, and then even if I'm not trying to hear what she's trying to say, she always has that trump card right there in the room, right there. So she always has that trump card to point to, that wherever I'm at, is gonna bring me down.
Helping you make a better decision.
Yeah,
to lose.
Exactly. So, so I try to, govern myself. I try to think about things. It doesn't always work, and I think about the influence that we both have on my daughter. I can be. People see me and be like, "Oh, Cleve, quiet," because if I don't know you, I'm not gonna fool with you. But if we go there, and a lot of that is, pushed over to you. Your children learn, And I always say that what's not being corrected is being taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say that in football. I
Right.
mean, in sports, as a coach.
So what's not being corrected is being taught.
Mhm.
So, and me and my daughter, we spend y'all know, we spend a lot of time together. You know, you talk to me what you're doing. Me and we go and do this. We go and do it. So she hear me going off in the car. She hear, she sees what's
especially when that driver cut him off.
Yeah, or what's sitting in the
that boy revert back to 93 immediately. I know the phone. Like, come on, Wes, man.
And when you sitting in my cup, and she right with me. Why don't you, so she needs her mom's point of view and perspective, and to help keep her balanced as well. Because that's, just me, and you can see the difference, like with my son, because they ready. But anyway, so I think back to what the question you asked, what's the positive? And the positive is, for me, is that it has helped me not become just a better man, husband, father, but just a better person in general. Now, I'm still a worker.
No doubt.
Still,
And I can attest to both of y'all, because over the past, over the past couple of years, and even with Wes over the past 10 to 15 years, even in our conversations, I can see the growth. We don't talk about the same stuff. And of course that comes with age.
No.
But of course that comes with age, but the depth of our conversations, they've taken it to a whole nother level. And I think a lot of that is because of the type of women that you have. And I think that they've made you a little bit more vulnerable and tap into more of a deeper side of yourself, more so than any homeboy can do, because we're gonna wear that mask in front of each other. We tight, but there's a certain level we won't go where that wife, she can take that mask off and really dig deep inside of you. And I'm just sharing that with y'all and everybody else out there because of what they talked about as far as their wives. I'm gonna go here. What y'all did, I need women, and not specifically I'm talking about your wives, I need women to give the flowers to their men the same way y'all just did. You see what I'm saying? Because I think, again, it just kind of goes back how y'all don't have a problem in front of me sharing that stuff. Men need to hear that too, because right now we just getting beat up head over and over and over again, and whatever we do, it ain't shit. Whereas we can appreciate the smallest things from our wives, our significant others. I think that's missing. And so what we do when we're going through life, and I'm not talking about y'all, because obviously y'all wives are doing it for y'all, but I'm talking about for a lot of men, that's not happening because of the pride and this whole attitude of I ain't finna pump him up like that, or I ain't finna, do this, or make him seem like he's this and that and put him up on a pedestal. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Because that actually, when you do that to us, we'll go through a brick wall. Let me tell you something. If women just appreciate and respect us, we'll do anything. They don't know. It's so simple to make us just go through a brick wall for them. We're not complicated at all. You don't have to buy shit. You ain't got to do nothing. If you respect and appreciate, that's all I need from you. Hell, you ain't got to love me. Just respect me and appreciate what I do. That's all I need. Yeah, I will love all the other stuff. But you give me those two minimum things, I will go through a wall for you. But for whatever reason, it's a problem because the feminists is not going to allow you. That's not part of what they're trying to do.
Well, again, the feminists, the white women, Caucasian women started that movement, right?
Right.
They attracted our women, but when they got there, they left them at quote unquote the altar and went back to their family.
Speak on.
And so now we're still divided.
Beyonce did the same thing. Let's just not blame on white women. She talked about single women.
Well, we're still divided. But now I'm not just putting that on women, right? I'm not just putting that on the black women, because our women followed the feminists, right? We followed
the bunny.
We
The
follow.
cars, the jewelry.
We follow Puffy.
Snoop,
Yeah, there you go.
Pop.
Yeah, well,
Dre,
not even so much Pac, because Pac was on
Cube.
some, but no, Cuba. But we followed Puffy. We followed that lifestyle that glamorized popping bottles, having a bunch of women, you know, the MTV
All
movement.
Of them, I ain't no all of them.
Well,
Come on, bro.
well, no, and so when I say that, I'm looking at who rapped it and who actually lived it.
But then that
You
goes
already
into
know where I'm
question.
gonna go with
But
that.
that goes into question because we don't know who actually
Man, most
lived
of
it.
them didn't live it.
Yeah, so I mean,
They lied to us, man.
They
lied
could have.
to
No.
us. I know
No,
I'm missing a point.
no,
but
they lied. But when you look at these guys
we're
had
looking at
family.
the glamification,
They
like
had
what
family.
we see.
Cube had a family. Snoop had a family. And I'm not saying they ain't do what they do, but Puffy went through and
Puffy didn't have much influence on my negative behavior.
Man.
It was more so.
man, Puffy started that. But dude,
He ain't had no influence on me neither. man.
he ain't had no influence on you,
Ghetto
but
Boys, anything
Uncle
that
Luke,
I found myself
Good Live
getting
Crew.
into.
But Ghetto Boys wasn't telling you to go out there. They were telling you to put a slug in somebody's head. They weren't telling you to go out there and have as many women as you could.
Yeah, true.
So what I'm telling you,
there was nothing out there to teach us how to be.
But Puffy made it cool to be popping bottles and shit we couldn't afford, and having a bunch of women and
Because the Dog Pound said the bees ain't nothing but if I can't have none, can't have.
And that was our anthem. So let's go the other way now. We spent at least 20 minutes. Y'all gave y'all wives their flowers, and that's good to hear because we do need to hear that. Let's look at the other side.
The negative.
The negatives. And there are some extreme negatives.
Because you're weak?
No. Why? The question is, what's the benefit? So you guys talked about the benefit.
What's
now,
the takeaway?
I'm going to tell you why it ain't worth it for me as a single man. As a single man, going through.
He had to put that out there, huh?
Oh, yeah,
He's trying to let everybody know that he's available.
Yeah, available.
Yeah.
Everybody know.
Okay.
Everybody know?
But
Everybody?
No, everybody.
Okay.
But hold on. It don't matter though.
They're gonna come for you anyway.
It don't
Well,
matter.
that's because you
they
look
just
good.
as scandalous as us.
Tupac made a song about
Boy.
scandal.
Just as scandalous. So
but-
it don't matter if you married. And that I'm telling you, man.
What the fuck? I'm sorry. What is this? What is this?
Oh, that's
dude?
somebody hacking the top, trying to hack into, but you ain't got to show it.
Yeah,
We got people trying to hack into our YouTube page and they showing explicit sexual things, but
So I go into this marriage. I'm going into this thing knowing that I could lose half. If she has a baby from me, that's 18 years.
That's more than that.
Okay.
did R. Kelly
And
make
we-
a song about
we
that?
have-
Let's go
yeah,
half on
But
the
we
baby?
haven't even taken into account the effects of the children and everything else. If I have children, like there's so much collateral damage when it comes to divorce, and they're trading us in like cars, like it's no big deal. Every 5 years, I guess it's time to re-up. And so my thing is, man, where outside of all the things you listed by y'all wonderful wives, if I can't find that type of wife, and okay, this is my question, because I got a lot of questions for y'all. What were the signs? Because obviously you two, y'all hit the lottery.
Mhm.
You hit it. What was the signs to make you? Because once you got past, the looks, and blah blah blah, the honeymoon stuff, like, okay, was there other things that was like, that's the one, and she connected the dots for y'all?
I think with my situation, my wife have she's younger than me, but my wife has an old soul and an old mind. And then my thing is my wife ain't she ain't the jealous type. It ain't all like these questions. What are you doing? And that's the stuff I had to deal with in my relationship.
Did you put that stuff right there? Your cheeks kind of shiny.
Man, man. And then I think in my the hell with both of y'all. In my previous relationships, it was always the Snoop factor. Like I ain't talking about Snoop Dogg, but the Snoop factor, like just because something things that you dealt in your relationship, I'm not the same guy.
Right.
So you didn't get over that, and you brought that into our
She
relationship.
didn't. Miss Brown, she didn't judge you for your past.
Well, because my thing is because we from and
two different.
and the legend hit on this a while back on shows years ago. Like it went. I didn't start dating a woman from the same city I was from.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever I may have told her, that's what she was going off of.
Right.
Now when she get around y'all and hear the story, she be like, "Damn!" But like you knew you, yeah, whatever. But I think that was the difference with me and my wife. And then not only that, outside of we love each other, me and my wife are like best friends. Like, man, we talk about any and everything, like, and we can have that conversation without no judgment.
Yeah.
No, what was your question again? Before I go and dig into it.
No, that's what I just want to know. What was the sign?
Oh, okay.
That when you.
So I know you said the signs and then the negative part.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the signs with me is different as we were. We still had a common ground. Music, movies, and it's one thing when you can, as a man, when you can generally have a good time without an end goal of trying to get some. Now, don't get me wrong, that was my end goal, but
right.
You see what I'm
saying?
saying?
It was much deeper than
yeah. So
we
that was a thing because we were friends, and we shared a lot of many common interests, and before that, now some of the negatives of marriage is kind of like what we spoke about earlier when I was saying disagreement, argument we had. When you do that, where you gonna go? Right? I mean, where you gonna go? I mean, because it's like it's not like I get up.
You can leave.
F you too, and I get up and go to my house. No,
right.
Is I go in the bedroom, you go in the living room, but you say something under breath, I still can hear you, and you can hear what I say, right? I mean,
I get that.
That's just what it is. So
I get that, boy.
and we do it, and I know, and she knows that I do it. So if it's something that I'm displeased with, and after all this time, 20 years deep, so she know when I'm saying something indirectly. That's just so when I'm saying something indirectly, I might be, not even looking at her. I could be up there, I could say something, but she know. You know what I'm saying? So that's really one of the negatives from it. It's nowhere to go.
Can't just get up and leave.
Yeah, it's nowhere to go. And I mean, you can
forced to work.
You listen. You can get them leave, but you got to come back.
Right,
you got to come back. Where else you gonna go? Because I can go. Listen, I can go. I can go to my mama's house. But after a while,
how long you staying?
But that's what I'm saying. She's gonna be like, so what? Pretty soon, it's gonna be like, what's going on? And I already know my mom. She gonna be, you need to go home. See, that's the I ain't gonna say problem. I want to say problem, but that's one of the things that I have to deal with is that my mother is pro Keisha.
So it don't even matter.
Yeah. So it's not like if I have an issue with what's going on at home, that I can go and vent to her. Because for one, she's a woman, and then two, she's pro. But so backing up several years when Ike hit, hurricane hit, my mom lost the house. She stayed with us for like 6 or 7 months. My wife were together all the time. I couldn't wait for my mama to move out.
Mama, he don't mean that.
Right.
No, she know. I done told her.
Right.
He said, I can't
But-
wait to
Keisha, Jane, they loved it.
stay here as much as
Yeah,
long as you
they
want.
loved it. Not me. You know, I
That's good stuff, bro.
yeah. Where you going? You know, and so I couldn't. Where you going this time of night? You need to be at home. You know, and my wife not even checking me like that.
Right.
You know, so that was different. So what I'm saying is that about the negative part, and it is all listen. There is no relationship, and if anybody tell you when I say no relationship,
That's gonna
whether
have some negative.
whether it's a relationship with your significant other, with your children, with your friends, with that is 100% perfect, where you are always going to get along and everything is just
Ain't gonna
you're
happen.
gonna always have bumps and bruises
Right. Right.
because we different people, right? So
Right.
we're gonna see things differently.
Right.
Shit, we have disagreements.
Exactly.
Right. Right. So let me give y'all a scenario, and then y'all give me y'all thoughts on that. So you and your wife, and I'm talking in general because I'm talking to the public too. So
Yeah, well, you really talking to us. Come
Yeah.
on, motherfucker.
So you and your wife, y'all getting into it over small stuff. I don't know, toilet seat not getting put down, trash not down, whatever it is. And so there's issues going on. She's feel like you're not listening to her. She's not getting her emotions attended to, blah, blah, blah. So she's at work and she's telling her male coworker these issues.
She
vulnerable
get them
now.
beat up.
Okay.
She
vulnerable
I'm
now.
not
Go
done.
ahead.
I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Because I'm giving you a realistic situation on what's going on out here. She goes to lunch. They go to lunch, have lunch. Okay. Then all of a sudden it turns into a dinner. She sneaks off and have dinner with him. Then they have some wine, and then something happens. She comes back. She's feeling good about it. He made her feel good, and then the separation is even more. She's bitching about you about even more stuff, and eventually you get a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
She divorces you. She's the one that cheated on you. Her excuse is, "But you not meet my emotional needs," and blah 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 blah. She takes the kids because blah blah blah, and so I'm painting the picture of what men go through every day. That is real, and the man didn't do nothing wrong, but he just wasn't perfect. Anything less than perfect can lead to that exact situation, and that's the fear that men have going into in my world as a single man. And I know that I've been involved. I've been on the other side of that. I haven't been on the hurt side, but I've been on the other side watching somebody else's wife. I know the guy. And it's just like, wow, man. And it really, really hit home. I'm like, man, you know what, man?
I ain't getting married.
They talk about us and this and that, and look at you. It's scandalous, man. It is so scandalous. So, but anyway, I was saying all that to say this. Yeah, the fear is a real fear out there, especially for single men, especially if you've already gone through some things, and I'm still dealing with those situations. I'm still dealing with the consequences. I'm dealing with the collateral damage of both of my divorces. My children are dealing with it, and that's the thing that I hate. For whatever reason, the first thing people say, we should stay together for the kids. You're a family. Kill that shit, man. Yeah, that is a good reason to stay. That is a good reason to fight. But the main thing is you got certain women like, well, no, I want it to be about me. It ain't about you when you have kids.
No.
It's about the family.
Exactly.
And sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice a little happiness, get your shit together. Y'all work it out, go to counseling. But oh no, everybody wants wants it to be microwave. I want it right now. I want the satisfaction right now. I want the happiness right now. The marriage, man, that's a journey. It ain't a sprint, man. It's a marathon. And for whatever reason, there's a lot of women that not because they're being pushed by the industry, by the music, by artists, by society, by the feminists. It's a lot. They're not.
some inner things that's going on in this studio that y'all don't know about, but we're laughing about. But the legend, damn, dog, do we need a group hug?
Oh,
My hat crooked.
Shit.
I wish I could get him back.
But, hey,
But you get my point though.
no, I'm with you on that, and I think a lot of times, you know, it's a saying is how you come in is how you go out.
Yeah.
And my thing with that is when you looking at situations like that, whether it's something that you ain't fulfilling to your significant other or your wife or whatever, and they looking out for something else, sometimes that don't always end well because now you become not necessarily you a problem, but now you become my situation. So if you was messing with me because of what your husband or your wife was doing, what's gonna happen when me and you start talking? You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to work them things out, and I agree with you on that because we can get played against with our kids. Well, we got our kids, this and that, this and that, this and that. And my uncle once said, like, you ain't the only woman or the only man going through that neither. You got to learn how to, you got to learn how to deal with it. You ain't the only woman in the world going that you got to be a single parent mom or a single parent father, whatever the case may be. And if I come and now it's gonna be scenarios when you got to go pick up your kids. You may see Joe Blow over there.
It's the
Are you upset?
It's the whole spirit of you ain't got to put up with this shit. You independent. You can do for yourself.
But the thing is, what gets me on that when you say you ain't got to put up with it, it depends on what you mean by put up with it.
What do you put exactly?
You got to put up with it.
Exactly.
I got to put up with that you involved with somebody else,
right.
That they're around my kids,
right.
Long as they ain't disrespecting my kids or hurting my kids. You got to put up with it. I got to put up with that you in another relationship. You got to put up with that I'm in another relationship.
I don't condone abuse. Abuse. And you can even go as far as emotional abuse. It don't even have to be physical. There's some examples of some extreme emotional abuse that a man can do to a woman to make her go crazy, be depressed, damn near suicidal. So yeah, extreme abusive situations. Yeah, that woman needs to leave because it's an unhealthy situation and probably somebody hurt. But things that
what about when the man needs to leave?
What you mean?
There's no situation.
You slowed them down on that.
There's no situation where we should leave.
No, but the problem.
You don't think we can be abused?
We can, but we don't.
What you mean we don't?
We don't leave.
Oh, I'm about to say we get verbally abused too.
No. What I'm saying is we put up with it because for whatever reason, most men
they'll be a man
because they tell you don't be a punk,
right? But men, we stay in it. We stand for them because we have the understanding because God has put that responsibility in us. That's our family. Mm-hmm. That's our family to death, and it's in us. How many guys do you know that went filed for divorce on their wife and they didn't cheat? The woman didn't cheat. They just like, oh man, she bitch too.
Because I better try to go with this other chick.
Right. How many do you know anybody?
No.
Nobody.
I don't.
But I know I've heard of a lot of examples where women's like, it's just I ain't feeling it. Bitch, what you talking about? You ain't feeling it.
He didn't say that. He did not say.
I said it because that's like you ain't feeling it, man. It's marriage, man.
See why we get in trouble? You see?
Speak on.
But we're under a black matrix, man. If I don't know how much time we got, King.
Yeah, we gotta get ready.
All right, go ahead, bro. We get that on part 2 or whatever.
Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. Let's get some closing thoughts, and then we will revisit this. Like I said, I'm gonna be working on trying to get our significant others on it. Just like I said, I don't like to. What is this? Who is this? Now I'm gonna put that up. I need to look and see who it is. I don't like to be one-sided on things, and that's even period. I don't like to be one-sided, and I'm sure you're gonna ask other people to be like, no, just because I want you to hear what I say doesn't mean I'm being one-sided, right?
You're open to the
I am. I'm gonna listen, and I might not agree with you. I may agree with you, right. But at the end of the day, I still want to fucking be heard.
Right.
But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Well, my thing is, we talking about let's hit the reset button. I don't know where it come a point in time where you have to reset, because I think we're in a culture now that a lot of our kids are already embedded in what they see in society and what's going on. I think that starts from the beginning, whether when you start having kids and you teaching them right or wrong or whatever the case may be, because eventually they're going to end up having to make their own decisions throughout life on what they feel is right and what they feel is wrong. But amongst friends and family, I think sometimes, as we do all the time, you have to let them people know when they wrong, when they right, and be able to speak up for them. And the legend was speaking on like marriages and how do we feel like they the one and stuff like that. And sometimes I don't know how many you have to go through to get it right. Sometimes it should just be one, but that's just my opinion. It took my third wife, which is the best thing that ever happened to me. And we have conversations about, you are great. You're going to be great. You're okay. I'm behind you. And just to hear that just brings on motivation to myself as well as to other men that's going through the same thing, to try to do better and to try to be great. Because in this society, man, we're going to always be brought down by our own, like a crab in a bucket, because nobody wants you to be successful. So
speak on that up.
Well, before you go,
I already know.
Yeah, because we just got
got
a message in that's saying women are more dedicated than men in a relationship.
I know Legend want to go in right now. I know he want to go in right now.
Just the stat that I just gave about men, we're the ones that are not filing for divorce, and the women are the one that's getting rid of the family, destroying the family. That right there lets you know about the dedication. What level of dedication are you talking about? Because we're dedicated to the family. That don't mean that there's not no mistakes involved. So what are you talking about? Like when you say you're more dedicated, it means you don't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? What does that person mean that they're more dedicated? I just need them to explain that. Because,
all right.
Again,
God first, then you.
I mean,
the legend is speaking to you.
I'm dedicated. I was dedicated to both of my marriages, man. I'm to the end and fought with every inch of my being. That's dedication. Now, if you want to talk about who did what in a marriage and this and that, that's a different type of topic. So I really need them to explain.
Well, she said, "Speak on it, sir."
No, okay. Well, go ahead.
Let me put my guns back.
Go ahead and give me your closing thoughts, man.
All right, man. But anyway,
we'll find out who that is. Maybe we can get them on next time.
Men are no better than women, and women are no better than men. We complement each other. Stop putting women on the pedestal. Okay.
We need to stop putting them on the pedestal.
Stop.
Well, no. Well, let me.
Yeah.
Is no problem with you putting your woman on a pedestal within your relationship. I believe, but I definitely understand what he's saying, because now it's almost like no matter what's being said or done, we're in the wrong and they're in the right.
But I'm gonna stop putting your sister on the pedestal. I'm gonna stop putting y'all sister on the pedestal, because she told me that. We got upset with one another.
Dude, that's your choice.
And my consequence.
Y'all taking sound bites. Y'all taking sound bites.
Yeah, I just took what you said.
Let me finish. So you don't put her on the pedestal. I didn't say the other end, because we're never on the pedestal. Now, if you're gonna put her on the pedestal, we need to be put on the pedestal too. It needs to go both ways. Her private parts are no better than our private parts.
Whoa.
You don't have to do anything to earn that part. You're supposed to be given. We are married. Okay. So
my body is a temple too.
Anytime you want.
And hey, anytime. Why am I having to earn it? You want it just as much as me.
Ain't no
you
earning.
Just as horny. You want it just as much as me, but they've made us, and we've allowed that. We've allowed them to think that
we need that.
Their stuff is better, so we gotta go work for it. No. You want my stuff
get a lot
just
of
as
trouble.
much.
They're gonna come back to you.
So anyway,
we're gonna be getting bored on YouTube. I ain't think that was possible.
Do your job as a man. Do your job as a man. Be a man. Protect, provide, be there for your children, have some integrity, be consistent. All these things, be a man. She needs that. Okay, because I'm gonna go both sides on it. Okay, respect. Women, that's all we want is respect and appreciation. If you want to love us sometimes, I really don't give a shit, man. But yeah, respect and appreciate what we do. You will get so far. You can get anything you want. I promise you. I'm giving you the secrets of how we operate. You come in and be like, oh man, thank you, baby, for doing that. That right there, something simple. I don't need no big today. I don't need no party. Just those simple words of showing appreciation for the things that we do. Because when you make it minuscule, when you make it like it's no big deal, then you start taking away our energy. We feed off that fuel. We need that energy. And when you give us that just enough, just that amount, we will go through the wall for you. And look, if we don't wake up and understand how to fight this enemy, because man, there's an enemy out there, man, that's really trying to destroy us, and it's much bigger than you think. Some people could be, you can blame it on Satan, you can blame it on whatever you believe in, whatever. The point is, there's an entity, there's something out there that's specifically trying to destroy Black people. Okay, we can, and they're attacking us. We don't even know we're in a fight with them. And what's so bad about it, they've gotten us to fight. They've gotten to the core of having the man and the woman. Now we're at odds. And right now it's about to be checkmate. Because after that shit, they get us not to be together, then what? There's no family. Kids are going to be raised up all dysfunctional. The game is over. So they've gone from, they've hit us economically, they've hit us employment-wise, they've hit us educationally, they're hitting us there. They hit us with the food, man, the food that we eat. We got to recognize that the food that we've been ingrained and been indoctrinated with, it lowers our vibration. We can't think on a higher level. We can't operate on a higher level, and we have to get that food down. So anyway, man, I can go. I'll say that, King, for another show.
Another show?
Yeah, bro.
That's the legend, boy.
That's it.
Well, our viewers said that it goes both ways. We'll find out who that is. But you're throwing rocks from across the street, we can't even see.
Come on this show, you better be ready.
But I definitely think. So when I say hit the reset button, it's not necessarily the here and now, but for the future. That's something we have to instill in our children.
Mm-hmm.
So when they have children, again, like I said, what's accepted is being taught. So
what's accepted is being taught.
So some of the mistakes that I made with my sons, I'm trying not to make with my daughter.
That's a deep statement.
And I know she like, why are you? She'll be in bed. Get up, come get what you left, and go put it where it belongs.
Wow.
Whether you done drop some clothes, whether it's trash, whatever, because I don't want her growing up like that. And a lot of times people think that, it's what they see. So if I'm throwing stuff everywhere, doing this, and that's where they're learning from. No, but if you let them do it, that's still acceptable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to at some point make a change, and that's even with the relationship between a man and a woman. When you let stuff go that isn't acceptable, that becomes the norm. And so now, after so many years, and you figure, damn, man, I'm fighting an uphill battle because you let it go on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You let it go on. You let it persist. So now you have to deal with that. Those consequences of what you put in place. Right? I mean, if I'm wrong,
what you allow.
If I'm wrong, then tell me. It's just like, if I ain't gonna go there. I ain't gonna say that one right there because of what was said earlier, so I'm not gonna even touch that one. Tracy Calvin.
Yeah,
Galveston.
Miss Tracy Calvin from Galveston. She is God first, then you. That's the
Tracy
person that's
Calvin,
being
Tracy
posted.
Calvin,
But
Tracy
we want to
Calvin.
get you on the show. We don't know what show it's going to be. So please inbox us on any of our social media platforms, or you can email us at theupperroom409@gmail.com.
But she can send us. She got this. She can send a direct message. You would get that on
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, we'll get it, and
Yeah.
we'll try to arrange for you coming on the show. And I know we're probably going to have part 2. So
And,
Yeah.
well, even if you don't want to come on the show, but we want you to jump on from the beginning because we want to. It's some
well, we
things.
can bring on the
Yeah.
names. They ain't got to see her face. We
Yeah,
can
I
still
mean,
hear the audio and her
whatever
talk.
it is, but
Yeah.
so I mean, we have to look at that, and a lot of things that we do, we're not aware that we're doing, right?
Mhm.
We're not aware that we're doing it, and it's just like, say, for instance, let's say I'm fighting an addiction to alcohol or something. I'm borderline, right?
Mhm.
I'm borderline. You show up with a bottle. You don't know, right? You don't know.
Right.
And I'm like, man, I'm good. The first thing, man, go on with that punk. You know how we go on with that punk shit, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, something.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it. First thing when you walk in here, what will you?
Yeah.
Don't get you a
Drink,
drink, baby.
Drinking on.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going on but that swings both ways because I don't know. I'm pushing the issue, but you ain't said. But I ain't said.
But my pride is not about to break
Yeah,
down and let
but I ain't said that, man. Look, I'm struggling with that. We have to be more open.
That's it.
That's part of the reset. We have to be more open to let one another know, hey, man, I'm struggling. And as friends, brothers, whatever we call ourselves, that's what we here for, is for the support system.
My boy Kanye West said we so self-conscious.
Yeah, we have to be able to support each other.
I agree.
But anyway, that's gonna be the show for this week. She said absolutely. I'm trying to think. Tracy Cal.
Don't bog your mind. Don't bog your mind.
Tracy Cal. Is that a married name? Well, I'm just.
Hey, we'll get on.
We're gonna look it up.
Yeah,
we're gonna get on Facebook and look it up. And I'm sure it's somebody we all know. But anyway.
Especially from Galveston. We all connect.
But anyway. Yeah, she said from Galveston. But anyway, so that's the show for the weekend.
So we're gonna have part 2, bro?
Yeah, we definitely gonna have part 2.
Hey, send in y'all comments, y'all questions.
And what I'm thinking, maybe we might have to do it remotely, but maybe we can jump in and try to do that sometime
soon,
within the next couple of days this week.
Right?
All right. So with that being said, that's the show. We appreciate it. Feedback. She said yes, that's a married name. I guess yes was to the married name. We appreciate the feedback. Anyone who took the time out to watch the show, we accept everything, criticism, pats on the back, whatever, because we know we're not going to always agree with everything, with every thought that everyone has, right? So
I think it's the first time we all agreed on a topic like Kanye.
Oh man, that's Kanye my guy. I like him.
I was shocked. So that means that you guys are just as weird as me.
No, well,
hey, but do y'all know we going against the grain?
Yeah.
We are not amongst the populace. I'm telling you,
hey, that's what
our people are against this dude, man.
Well, I mean, and don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that he says with the stuff
we don't agree with everything.
With Candace on that, I don't agree. Right. But I do agree with us constantly playing the victim. And you can't do that if you listen. Let me give you an example when we get out here. You take a woman that's been battered and abused. She's a victim. But if she constantly plays the victim, she is never going to get herself out of that situation.
Right.
She always stay.
Yeah, keep coming
Right
back,
or wrong.
keep coming
Right.
back.
She's going to come. So until she pulls them up and
Yeah.
says, hey, I'm going to move on from this,
Right.
it is what
Right.
it is.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, that's the show. We appreciate you. God bless.
We out.
See ya.